Hey guys, this here is Ben with Taprack Blog. Today I'm going to talk to you about some of the qualities of a warrior and how they transcribe over into a gunfight. The first quality is aggression. People get a little bit weird when a concealed carrier talks about being aggressive. These are people that think that you're going to go way overboard and that you're going to become some sort of legal liability. Once the bad guy stops fighting, the fight is off. The bad guy gets to pick when the fight starts, and he also gets to pick when the fight stops. So he actually controls the timing of it. While the gunfight is going on, you have to understand that gunfighting is a contact sport. It is aggressive. It is mean, it is dirty, it is violent, it is awful. What you need to do is you need to be as aggressive as you can. You need to get as many good shots on target as you possibly can. What this does is it makes him no longer want to continue fighting you. And if he is trying to kill you, you need to fight like your life depends on it. You need to be aggressive while the fight is on. The second quality is speed. Speed is essential. You need to be moving fast. You need to be moving with a sense of purpose, and you need to be moving like your life depends on it, because it probably does. You need to be moving fast, and you need to be shooting fast. But you can't shoot faster than you can accurately hit your target. If you do, then you're going to shoot things that don't need to be shot, and we all know that you are legally liable for every round that comes out of your death blaster. Make sure that all of the rounds land on the target that you are authorized to shoot. The third quality is coolness. I didn't say calm, I said coolness, okay? You're going to be wired. Your goal is to not panic. Panicking happens when you don't train and you don't practice. Training and practicing are two completely different things. Look it up. If you train properly, then that is going to be your natural reaction to do the right thing. Now, if your natural reaction is to do the right thing, then you're not going to panic. You're going to default to your level of training. And your goal is to have an effective level of training as your default, and that will keep you from panicking and just freezing up and doing nothing. Doing nothing is guaranteed to get the worst result for you, I promise. Quality number 4, ruthlessness. You have to be ruthless enough to commit to the level of violence necessary to stop the attacker from attacking you. You have to be ruthless enough to commit to winning the fight. Now, there are people out there who literally do not have it in themselves to hurt another human being. There are people out there that would literally rather be killed than hurt another human being. You have to get over that, unless you just don't think your life is worth it. You have to be ruthless. You have to be willing to kill. You should not be trying to kill, because you're not trying to kill anyone. You're not trying to wound anyone. You are trying to put effective shots on target to stop the attack. You are stopping the attack. You are not trying to kill anyone, but you have to be ruthless enough to be sure that while the bad guy is still a clear threat, that you are engaging him with enough force to make sure that he cannot continue the attack, and you have to come to terms with the fact that the bad guy could and possibly, well, will probably die from what you're doing. Quality number 5, surprise. Unfortunately, we can't use when the fight starts, because the bad guy gets to pick when the fight starts and when the fight stops. So that's really not on our side. What we can do is we can break what stage of the OODA loop that they're in. We can actually reset their OODA loop. By the time the bad guy actually comes after you, he is already in the act stage. So he has observed you, he has oriented towards you, he has decided what he's going to do to you, and he is already acting on it. Now, when you see him, which if you have good situational awareness, you'll have observed him, oriented your attention towards him, maybe your body, and you will be deciding what you're going to do, but you're still going to be behind the curve. What you have to do is you have to put him back to the observe and orient and deciding stages while you are acting. So you can do something like yell, you can throw something at him, move, do something that he doesn't expect. Pulling out a gun works great. But you can do something or do multiple things that will essentially get him off guard. And so he has to process this information that is coming back to him because he's seeing new things. The situation that he's seeing is changing fast, and he has to essentially decide what he's going to do from there. Now, if you can properly do this, then you can take the advantage of time in the fight. You can be the proactive one until he decides that he doesn't want to fight. Just because you don't get to pick the when and the where, you can still surprise the person attacking you. Quality number 6. This isn't something that will help you win a gunfight, but this is something that you should be cognizant of. Morality. Just because you are authorized to use deadly physical force against a human being doesn't mean that it's the right thing to do. If you can de-escalate the situation, do it. You want to make sure that you have steps in between the bad guy and your gun. You always want to be sure that the person that you shoot needed to be shot and that you exhausted all other options. Sometimes you don't have time to try these other options, and that is a very, very sad thing, but it's just the way that life works out sometimes. You need to be sure that you are observing the sanctity of life, because that is one of the big things that separates sheepdogs from wolves. Be sure that if you have to shoot someone, that it was your last choice. And what that's going to do is that is going to put the entire situation on them, because legally you were authorized and they gave you no other choice. So they got shot because they acted in a manner that caused them to get shot, and there was no other outcome that could have happened. Sometimes you don't have time to use verbal commands. Sometimes if you don't have that great of situational awareness, then boom, they're just right up on you and you don't have time to do other things. But you should always try to have good situational awareness, if for no other reason than to de-escalate situations before they become a use of deadly physical force. Thank you guys for watching this. I know that this is, a pretty long video. It's just a very, very big topic. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also like us on Facebook at TapRack Blog, or you can read some of our articles at weapontheory.blogspot.com, and I will post something else for you soon. Thanks, guys.